the Asian sensation Kanji, and you're watching Cheap Shot Entertainment.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hello and welcome to Cheap Shot Entertainment. This is the new style of wrestling review that we're doing, vlog style, for Cheap Shot Entertainment. So we're here in Leicester at the Attenborough Art Gallery, the Art Centre, for Wrestling Resurgence, Iron Woman. 12th of March. Not much else to say in the introduction really, just like and subscribe and do all that kind of stuff, and we'll rejoin you during the show. You've already seen the opening video for this review of Wrestling Resurgence. Women of the Iron, or whatever it was called. Hold on a second. Iron Women of Resurgence. I was very close. It took place on Saturday, the 12th of March, at the Attenborough Art Centre in Leicester. It was two shows. First one starting at 2 p.m. and then an interval, and then an evening show starting around 7. Very good shows, both of them. There was some things that they couldn't help, so they did the best they could possibly do in the circumstances, which was really sad, but they did fantastic. And I'm going to go through everything that happened in both shows, so make sure you join us for the main part of the video. So we start show 1, 2 o'clock. We get Bo Bells doing a really good job of the ring announcing, and for both shows as well. And we get introduced to Charli Evans, the Resurgence champion, in a promo segment. She said she planned a great match with Kanji, who sadly couldn't be there due to injury. Sadly, we also get to find out that Charli Evans is also injured and has to relinquish the title. So the title in coming months will be up for grabs, I'm sure, in whatever format they choose fit to do so. Sad for Charli Evans and Kanji, as that was the marquee match for this show. But usually what I find in professional wrestling, and the thing that got me into British indie wrestling in the first place, is sometimes when things can't happen, the rest of the show steps up really, really well, and they did just that in this show. So special shout out to Charli Evans and Nottingham's own Kanji, who you'll see at the beginning of this video doing a cheap pop for Cheap Shot Entertainment. We go on to the first match of the first show. It is Charlie Morgan versus Mercedes Blaze. I should really remember Mercedes Blaze. I've seen her a couple of times. She's really, really good. And Charlie Morgan's really good as well, of course. So, again, really good match. Helped to set up the start of both shows. And it was a plus that Mercedes Blaze was against Charlie Morgan, as they both played the heel face thing really, really well. But it would be Blaze who would get the victory here, with the Tower of London to advance to the next round. Should mention that this is a Iron Woman of Resurgence tournament quarter-final match, so we do actually get to see the quarter-finals, semi-finals, and the finals. Some of these ladies having 3 matches on one show, which is utterly spectacular to me. We go on to the next match. Now it is Gia Adams versus Evie versus Sky Smithson, and these 3 ladies here stepped up last minute to fill the huge gap left by Charli Evans and Kanji's match. They did a really good job here. You've got the size of Gia Adams against the cutting of Ivy and Sky Smithson, uh, both of which, they tried to do the whole handshake and things like that. We're going to go against this one. Didn't really work for Ivy either. Seen Ivy many times as well. The other two not seen, but I was really impressed with. For a match that was very last minute with not a lot of time to plan, this was also very good. Obviously, a bit deflated that we couldn't see the main event match, but these ladies did a fantastic job. The win came here for Sky when she hit the Cobra clutch slam on Ivy, of course, and that was the win. Next match is a Iron Woman of Resurgence quarterfinal match, and it is Alexis Falcon versus Lizzie Evo. Alexis Falcon is a uh, fan favorite here in the Resurgence for the Resurgence faithful, with Lizzie Evo playing the liver bird. Say playing the liver bird, she is the liver bird, and playing off very well to Alexis Falcon. So the rivalry getting a lot of plaudits here. Matches in progress, for example, in an empty arena. These two women have really come a long, long way, and we got to see them in Leicester in an art gallery. Whenever I say that, I feel like it's just really weird and amazing as well. Two things that I really love are art and wrestling, and when they bring them together, you get sparks, and sparks will fly. Um, so again, another good match. Really, taking the bull by the horns here, these ladies, and doing everything they can to entertain the fans that paid the money to come and watch this one. Um, so we've got Alexis winning the match by hitting the Falcon's Fury, but Lizzie didn't take the win too well, attacking Alexis Falcon after the match, leaving Alexis Falcon nursing a leg injury, which unfortunately would play out later on in the day. So hopefully Lizzie Evo was in a bit of a better mood when Liverpool beat Brighton earlier on in the day. Anyway, we move on next. Another Iron Woman of Resurgence tournament quarter-final match. It is Laura Di Matteo versus Alex Windsor. One being a high flyer, the other being a bit of a powerhouse. Di Matteo, well known for her high flying. Um, and even though I enjoyed the first half of the show, I did feel like at this point business had picked up significantly for the second half of the first part of the show. Um, so the match, it was really good. I mean, this was setting the bar really high, and Laura giving everything she could and making sure that she uh, got this on many fans' watch lists and did the best job that she could do. Alexis was overpowering and stretching out Laura, with Laura having to earn her comebacks against Alex uh, Alex Windsor. Um, so Alex wins with the version of the Emerald Fusion and um, takes the victory over the high-flying Laura Di Matteo. Although this match was brilliant, what disappoints me is that Di Matteo didn't do a lot of high flying in this one. Maybe it was by design because they had to put things together really quickly. But yeah, really good match. Bit disappointed we didn't get to see Laura Di Matteo do her thing fully. But that's testament to how the match played out and testament to Alex Windsor for keeping her grounded. Moving on now to the last quarterfinal of the Iron Woman of Resurgence tournament. So real uphill battle because the crowd were a little bit out of energy after the last match, but it became evident soon that Riho was the big heel here. The way she carried herself through the entrance right up until the point where she did get the win over over her opponent, which was Evie Madden, of course. I never introduced these two as the match actually. So it is Riho versus Evie Madden. Let's backtrack on that for a start. And like I say, Evie put up a really good fight in this one, but Riho would overpower her and hit the purple haze. She stood ominously over Evie after the match, which would lead to the final match of the afternoon show, which would be the Artcore match. Now, I am planning on doing a how I would book the Artcore match video very soon with my friend Bailey, who graciously bought the tickets, and then obviously I drove and we got there, and he really enjoyed it as well. But when we were sat in the pub, as you do, on a afternoon in Leicester, watching England play rugby and having some good food at the Loaded Dog, shout out, um, we decided to have a chat about what the Artcore match could have been. Obviously, there would have been limitations, but you know, check out that video when it does come about to see our thoughts on that. So this match is a fatal four-way Artcore match, which does everything it says on the tin, really. Um, it is Jetta versus Rhea O'Reilly versus Clementine versus Ava Everett. And again, this is an Artcore match. Very unique in what it is trying to do, using art supplies as the hardcore weapons in a hardcore match. I feel like they could have used more, but the first 10 minutes was spent with them drawing a picture, only for them to smash it over each other's heads. And Clementine trying to sell the painting that she drew, the drawing rather, that she created after it had gone over the head of Ava Everett. So yeah, what can you say about this match? Jetta making her entrance, no one draws it better. Crayons being thrown at Ava Everett. Clementine literally just sat in the corner drawing a picture, whilst the other three did what they do. Um, and yeah, what would an art match be without a model? And in comes who who is also known as Rich T. Can't believe I'm explaining this to you. The gimmick is a drag artist playing stereotypical bloke in the lads culture that came in spraying Lynx Africa to Robin's thick blurred lines. Yes, they thought of everything in this one. Um, So Rich T was taken out after he made insults about the participants being moody, and yeah, he ate canvas basically, and guess it was a self-portrait. But we had Jetta and Rhea literally destroying each other's work, and they defaced the picture of Ava, who had one of the audience members drawing the picture for her. Rhea was able to find the painting, and Clementine ended up destroying her own work over Ava's head and went into an art rage that is very familiar. We had Rhea hit with the Rhea adjustment DDT and on Ava, and then Jetta clocked Rhea over the head with canvas to pin for the win in the Artcore match. So once this match got going, it was really, really good. I just feel like they spent too long drawing the picture, and there could have been other things that could have happened in the match. But that being said, obviously it is a building that they rent. It is housing some very expensive artwork, and I fully understand why they can't do some of the things that we're going to talk about in the how I would book the Artcore match video. That being said, really enjoyed the first half. It was a really good laugh. The crowd was really hot for it to start with, and then obviously became a bit tired towards the end, but still really, really good match. But we do get a post-match to this one with Rhea attacking Jetta and Charli Evans running in to save her. Along then came Sky to attack Charli, and the backstage staff spilling out of the locker room to keep the two apart. We then get a challenge for the Eve challenge. Sorry, the Uprising, which is the team of Rhea and Sky. So Sky was the smaller one in the match from earlier. And we get a tag team match announced for the second show, and then we go into the intermission, and
Hiya.